Daniel Ashborne had always thought that the quiet town of Willowbrook was exactly the sort of place where nothing extraordinary ever happened. The cobblestone streets twisted lazily between rows of old brick houses, their windows framed with faded curtains, and the townspeople went about their daily routines with the comfort of complete predictability. Daniel's life was, in a word, ordinary. He lived with his grandmother, a kind woman with silver hair and an infectious laugh, who raised him after his parents had died when he was 5. On a chilly autumn morning, as golden leaves danced along the empty streets, Daniel received an unusual piece of mail. It was a thick envelope sealed with crimson wax, stamped with a strange emblem he didn't recognize, a twisted spiral encircled by tiny stars. His name was written in ink that seemed to shimmer faintly, almost as if it were alive.
Grandma, look at this!
He called, holding it out. His grandmother peered over her glasses, her eyes widening ever so slightly.
Daniel, that isn't from anyone I know. Where did it come from?
I don't know.
He admitted, feeling a tingle of excitement and unease. Carefully, he broke the wax seal. Inside was a letter, written on thick parchment.
You are invited to attend the Hartford School of Magic, a place hidden from the ordinary world, where your abilities will be nurtured and your destiny awaits. Arrival is required before the first full moon of this term. Instructions for travel are enclosed.
Daniel's heart raced. Magic? School of Magic? He had always felt there was something unusual about himself, a strange pull toward things he didn't fully understand. But this was something else entirely.
Magic? A school?
His grandmother whispered, almost to herself.
Daniel, are you certain this isn't some sort of prank?
Daniel held the letter, feeling the parchment almost hum in his hands. He didn't know if he was ready for what it implied, yet a sense of destiny stirred deep within him, mingled with fear. Something told him that this letter would change everything. The next few days passed in a blur. Daniel tried to focus on schoolwork, on reading, on anything ordinary, but the letter's words haunted him. Every shadow seemed deeper. Every whisper in the wind carried secrets he couldn't quite hear. Finally, the day of departure arrived. He packed a small satchel with the few belongings his grandmother insisted he bring, and with a nervous goodbye, he stepped out into the crisp morning air, clutching the letter tightly. The carriage awaited, a simple black coach at first glance, but there was something about it that made Daniel's stomach twist with anticipation. The horses pawed the ground, their hooves striking sparks from the cobblestones. The driver, cloaked in dark fabric that seemed to swallow the light around him, nodded without a word. Daniel climbed inside, the door shutting with a soft thud behind him. As the carriage rolled through the winding streets of Willowbrook, Daniel felt a strange exhilaration. The ordinary world receded, replaced by something shimmering at the edges of reality. He couldn't see it yet, but he felt it. The pull of a world hidden. A world where he belonged. The carriage rolled along winding roads, and Daniel watched the scenery blur past, the ordinary world fading behind him. He could feel the anticipation like electricity in his veins, a mixture of fear and excitement he had never known before.
Are you nervous?
A voice asked from the seat across. Daniel turned to see a boy about his age, with messy brown hair and bright green eyes.
I suppose I am.
Daniel admitted.
Don't worry.
Boy said with a grin.
Name's Thomas, but everyone calls me Tommy. First time at Hartford?
Yes?
Daniel replied, feeling slightly comforted by his easygoing manner. As the carriage continued, a girl's voice spoke from the corner.
You two are talking about the school, I presume?
Daniel and Tommy turned toward her. She had sleek black hair and sharp blue eyes that seemed to see right through him.
Yes?
Daniel said cautiously.
And you are?
Evelyn Crawford.
she said, offering a small, polite smile.
Evie. And yes, I know more than most about what to expect. My family has been part of the magical community for generations.
Daniel felt both admiration and a slight sense of intimidation. Evie's confidence was palpable, her presence commanding attention without a word. Tommy, however, leaned back in the carriage with a mischievous grin.
Don't worry, Daniel. We'll survive, maybe even have fun.
The carriage finally reached the edge of a dense forest. Beyond the trees, a towering castle appeared, its turrets and spires piercing the sky. Windows glowed warmly, and a faint mist clung to the ground. Daniel's breath caught.
That's Hartford?
He whispered.
Indeed.
Evie said.
And you're about to enter a world you never imagined.
The coach stopped at the castle gates. Two robed attendants stepped forward, their faces hidden beneath hoods.
Welcome to Hartford School of Magic,
one said.
Follow us, and your journey begins.
Inside the grand hall, candles floated in midair, casting soft light on the high ceilings. Portraits of past headmasters and magical scholars lined the walls, their eyes moving as students passed. Daniel felt as though he had stepped into a storybook, a place both wondrous and slightly intimidating. Over the next few days, Daniel, Tommy, and Evie explored the castle and met their classmates. Some were eager and friendly, others mysterious and aloof. Every corner held secrets, staircases that shifted direction, doors that appeared only when you knew the right spell, whispers of hidden chambers. During one lesson, the trio discovered a curious pattern in the magical runes on the walls. Evie's sharp eyes caught it first.
These markings, they aren't just decorative. They're instructions, clues.
She murmured.
Clues to what?
Tommy asked, his tone half playful, half serious.
That I don't know yet.
Evie admitted.
But it's the kind of thing that only someone with a keen eye would notice.
Daniel felt a thrill of purpose. For the first time in his life, he was not just an observer. He was part of something bigger, something extraordinary. But deep inside, a shadow of unease lingered. The letter had promised much, yet he could sense that the magic of Hartford carried dangers too, unseen but very real. That night, as he lay in his dormitory bed, Daniel stared at the ceiling, replaying the day's events. The magical world had opened its doors to him, but the question remained. Was he truly ready to step through? The next morning, the trio awoke to the sound of bells echoing through the castle halls. Breakfast was served in a vast dining hall, long tables lined with students from different guilderies. The smell of warm bread, fresh fruit, and magical pastries filled the air.
Wow, this place is incredible.
Tommy whispered, eyes wide as he scanned the room.
Incredible, yes, but also overwhelming.
Daniel murmured. Evie leaned forward, her gaze sharp.
We need to pay attention. There's more to this place than just its grandeur. Every detail can teach you something if you know what to look for.
The trio found seats together, exchanging excited glances. Their first lesson was Introduction to Basic Spells, and their instructor, Professor Thorne, a tall man with a cloak that shimmered like liquid silver, began the class with an authoritative voice.
Magic is not merely a series of tricks.
He began, eyes scanning the room.
It is discipline, focus, and understanding the essence of the world around you. Treat it with respect, and it will serve you well. Abuse it, and it will turn against you.
Daniel felt a thrill as he held his wand for the first time. It was light, yet pulsing with a strange warmth, as though recognizing him. He attempted his first incantation, the words trembling on his lips. A tiny spark leaped from the tip of his wand and danced in the air. A murmur of approval passed through the classroom. Tommy's attempt, as expected, went awry. A small cloud of purple smoke erupted from his wand, causing the student next to him to cough and Evie to raise an eyebrow. Evie said, her voice calm but firm.
Magic requires clarity, not panic.
Tommy grinned sheepishly.
I'm trying, really.
By the end of the lesson, Daniel felt both exhilarated and exhausted. Every movement, every word seemed to carry weight. He realized that even small mistakes could have consequences, and that mastery would require patience, courage, and cooperation. Later that evening, as the sun dipped behind the horizon, casting long shadows across the castle, the trio explored a lesser-used wing of the school. The walls were lined with ancient portraits, their painted eyes seeming to follow every step. They found a door partially hidden behind a tapestry.
I don't think we're supposed to go in there.
Daniel said, hesitation in his voice.
And yet here we are.
Tommy whispered, unable to resist curiosity. Evie stepped forward and examined the door.
The runes on this door, they match the ones from the library. Someone wanted to hide something here.
The keyhole shimmered briefly, as if acknowledging her observation. Carefully, Daniel inserted his hand, and the door creaked open. A narrow staircase spiraled downward, darkness stretching below. The trio exchanged a glance, a mixture of fear and exhilaration.
We'll go together.
Daniel said, his voice steady, a quiet determination settling over him.
No one goes alone.
Step by step, they descended, the air growing cooler, the shadows deeper. The faint smell of old parchment and waxed floors drifted upward. At the bottom, a small chamber revealed itself, containing a pedestal. Upon it rested a small, intricately carved box, adorned with the same spiral and stars as the letter Daniel had received.
This must be it,
Evie breathed.
the artifact mentioned in the texts.
Daniel reached out, fingers trembling. The moment he touched the box, a soft hum filled the chamber, and for an instant, a vision flashed before his eyes. A tall figure in dark robes, eyes like cold steel, watching from the shadows.
Who was that?
Tommy whispered, stepping back.
I don't know.
Daniel said, his heart racing.
I think we've just stepped into something much bigger than we imagined.
The trio stepped back from the pedestal, hearts pounding. The chamber seemed alive with quiet energy, as if the castle itself were holding its breath.
We shouldn't be here.
Daniel said, glancing nervously at the shadows that seemed to move on their own.
Maybe not,
Evie agreed, eyes fixed on the artifact.
but curiosity brought us this far. And now we know there's more to Hartford than just lessons and spells.
Tommy exhaled, trying to lighten the mood.
Well, if there's danger, at least we have each other, right?
Daniel nodded, though unease still lingered.
Right? Together.
They carefully closed the box, and as they did, the hum faded. The vision of the dark figure vanished, leaving only the lingering sense that something far older and more dangerous than themselves was watching. Climbing the stairs back to the main hall, the trio exchanged quiet whispers.
Do you think anyone else knows about this room?
Tommy asked.
I doubt it.
Evie said, shaking her head.
At least not yet, but we have to be careful. Secrets like this rarely stay hidden for long.
The next morning, the castle was alive with activity. Lessons resumed, and Daniel felt the weight of responsibility pressing on his shoulders. He knew that what they had discovered was just the beginning. Every step he took, every choice he made, would shape his path in this new world. During History of Magic class, Professor Thorne spoke of ancient conflicts, of wizards and sorcerers who had shaped the world.
Remember,
He said, voice grave.
magic is neither wholly good nor wholly evil. It is the wielder who chooses its path. Learn wisely, act bravely, and never forget that every choice has consequences.
Daniel listened intently, glancing at Evie and Tommy. They were his friends, his companions in this vast and mysterious world. He realized that the coming days would test them, their courage, and their trust in each other. That evening, as stars twinkled above the castle towers, Daniel found himself gazing at the letter once more. He traced the embossed spiral with his finger, feeling the faint hum of magic under his touch.
This is just the beginning.
He whispered to himself, and somewhere deep in the shadows, far away from the cozy dormitory and the glowing halls of Hartford, eyes of cold steel watched. The presence of Lord Tarvik Morgraine lingered in the edges of Daniel's thoughts, a reminder that darkness always waits. Daniel felt a mixture of fear and determination. His life had changed irrevocably, and there was no turning back. The world of magic had opened its doors, and he was ready. Ready to step forward, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Tommy and Evie by his side, Daniel knew one truth above all. Together, they would face the unknown. The first chapter closed on a quiet, yet powerful note. A promise of adventure, danger, and discovery awaiting just beyond the next sunrise.